Progress! We are making progress! God. Uninstalled volume Myth 2 Soul Blighter. Oh, what? Automatically uninstall itself? Oh, God. Before Bungie changed the game landscape of the likes of Halo, they were wiping out entire hard drives with a click of a mouse. While Myth 2 was certainly a great game, it was a particularly nasty frog-like bug. If a player installed the game in a location other than the default directory and then decided to uninstall...
What did you... Fucking... You're running, you asshole! Fucking slide!
Of course. Guess it needs to run for a certain number of frames to say it can slide. Either that or you can't slide very easily after a spin. Ah, man. Yep. That's the fun that comes from the freaking crash time trial stuff. That's the frustration that comes from people going for platinum. We're just trying to beat it! My point still stands! See, their entire hard drive white clean is game like an active hero on their last day and took everything down with it. Although this problem was not widespread, understandably pissed off a percentage of the game's user base. But the Bungie replaced the game had a significant financial loss. I think oops is in order here. Man. It's crazy, man, to have bugs that basically delete everything. Oh god, what the hell is this? Oh, okay. I thought it was like a thing that had like a list of like a bunch of like bugs in all games. I was like, what the fuck? Oh god, it's on the list of a lot of famous glitches from games. Jesus. Or infamous, I guess. Okay, I'm not reading through all that. That's a lot to read through. My god. Most of them do mention that PlayStation Underground demo disc, though. My god. That is insane. Feels like we haven't had a game that's had that kind of problem lately.
Guess the closest one maybe what, Cyberpunk 77?
Oh yeah, that game has
of how
publisher made friggin' CD Projekt Red released that in a friggin' rough state. Now, by a lot of people, it's one of the bigger comeback stories in gaming, along with
No Man's Sky, I think.
Yeah, yeah. Oh shit! I wish they could give me extra health to run into this. If they give me invincibility with Aku, that would have been amazing.
If we had a game that's not that fucking kind.
Damn it. Yeah.
Yeah, you can get up. I think this is a Lost Cause, Chief.
No, you can't say it's over till it's over. Damn it. Is it over yet? Not until the fish jumps. It's over. Oh yeah, I did finish watching through Dragon Ball Daima. Yeah, it was fine. I think, overall, I didn't like it as much as Super. It honestly felt like it was like... Honestly, it was almost like fucking like fan fiction a little bit. I guess it was more like just a nice... No, not fan fiction. Fan service. That's what I'm saying. It just felt like more like fan service. And supposedly it is canon, which means Super Saiyan 4 Goku is now officially a thing. Now they've canonically made it happen before frickin' Dragon Ball Super. And they expanded the lore on the Namekian Sailor from like the Demon World or whatever. It's... I never wouldn't say it's a must-watch as a Dragon Ball fan, but... You know, if you like Dragon Ball...
Maybe if I'm interested
if you have Dragon Ball and nothing else to watch, it's fine. It's mostly just fan service.
Yeah.
It's nothing really special, though. I know some people's favorite moment is, like, one of the last episodes before they're getting ready to fight the friggin' Demon Kid. Vegeta's in the middle of his fight, they're trying to get him to stop so they can come up with a plan. And frickin', he was too stubborn to try to stop fighting, so Bulma had to try to step in and say something. And she's like, if you don't stop us right now and let Goku take a turn, I'm never gonna take a bath with you again! He looks back in horror, flees immediately from the fight! He's like, okay, I'm done. You guys take your turn now. It's like, what the fuck? He really does love Bulma. I mean, he is a family man. say what you will about Vegeta being a family man, but you know, at least he respects his family, unlike Goku.
He's actually there for his family.
Yeah. I mean, some people have a little bit too much hate on the saying Goku's a bad father thing, but Vegeta's definitely a better family man, for sure, for sure. He went from just doing it, well, he did it more out of necessity for a while, and I guess lightly enjoy it, and then he actually learned to care for him. That was why people like the Boo Saga.
The Boo Saga was really just a character study for Vegeta more than anything else.
Yep, basically saw he was basically afflicted with his pride of being a Saiyan warrior and yet wanted to still have a peaceful life on Earth. And basically came to a head as
I mean, people basically jokingly call that arc a midlife crisis for Vegeta.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, he was probably the best character of that arc, admittedly.
Yeah.
Because Goku was literally just dragged back into it. I definitely like Goku better before the Boo Saga.
Yeah.
And because of Goku being there, they sidelined Gohan.
And that pisses me off because...
And now they've kind of redeemed Gohan in Dragon Ball Super, but not fully.
It was more so in the movie than anything else.
Yeah, it was like, okay, here's what Gohan has the potential to be, finally.
And from what I heard, it's like, it did better outside of the Japan area than in Japan area.
Yeah.
Because, like, everybody outside likes the other characters more than Goku because...
Well, yeah, don't forget, Japan still is fucking in love with Naruto. That's why it still continues to fucking go on.
Yeah.
I think Dragon Ball is, like, the most successful, like, I want to say it's, like, the most successful, like, one of those anime brands, I think.
Yeah.
I think second is Naruto, and then third is One Piece. That's why Dragon Ball Daima is probably a thing to begin with, because money! But then again, Akira Toriyama was working on it, I think, before he died. And I think Toriyama just basically took over for it afterwards. But yeah, it's not an amazing watch, but it's entertaining at least. That's all I can say. It's entertaining. I don't think it's better than Super overall, but it's not bad. Well, actually, it's better than the worst parts of Super at the very least. It doesn't drag on nearly as long. It's only 20 episodes. And it takes a while to get going. If you're there for the action, it really doesn't show up to, like, the midway point. So I would say it's better than GT. I'll give it that. It's better than GT.
Yeah.
GT had great moments, but overall, where Daima didn't have as many great moments, but overall it was probably better. The fact that it included Super Saiyan 4 Goku to make it canon, you know, it helps, I guess, for those that care. If I remember, the friggin' summer anime season was supposed to be kind of big, if I remember.
I haven't watched much in terms of anime.
I think I know the friggin' fall one is when friggin' My Hero Academia's last season is coming. I forgot they did the spin-off series as a anime season for My Hero Academia, Vigilante, which I know some people like more. Because they feel like the protagonist of that actually has to work for his powers, unlike Deku, who just earns them.
Yeah. That was something that I know my friend was talking to me about, which I'll admit definitely does feel like a big criticism.
It's more expanded lore that has probably better storytelling than the main series, I guess, is what I've heard.
What I like is like a sort of vigilante that doesn't use any powers at all, I guess. As a sort of, you know...
Yeah. Yeah, it's something...
It's like, imagine a hero that gets through without needing the quirks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You're basically the Batman.
You only get small glimpses of that in the main series. And even then, it's only to a point.
Yeah.
It's more like they're all doing, like, you know, they're the ones who are basically working on tech or basically doing other things entirely. Now you have people basically trying to be heroes without those powers. In a world full of people with powers. It is an interesting premise. It can be surprising sometimes when a spin-off ends up being something better than what the main material was that it's based on. Looks like Mega Man Zero is better than Mega Man X.
I mean, I concur to that agreement.
Overall, probably. Yeah.
But it is just so different that...
It does alienate some people.
Yeah, because it's not nearly as accessible.
And Zero, 2, and me, for me, are fucking great. Like, for that arm, I would easily say Zeros 2 and 3, I would definitely say easily yes.
Yeah.
1 is rough because it's the first one. And 4 was weird.
The only good thing about...
Still better than 1, but weird.
The problem was it came after 3, and 3 was basically the full realization
great.
of...
Yeah, the only realization of that.
My biggest regret...
My biggest had a great ending, but otherwise...
Yeah. It's like the only reason it's remembered at all is because of the ending. And that's about it.
Yep.
The problem is that it came after 3, and it would be kind of annoying to be... I guess it's my brain where it's just like... It does feel kind of wrong to just be like, here's the ending of the series. By the way, the Dictator's still alive and wreaking havoc on everybody.
The ZX was an odd entry for me. They're basically bringing it into the future. ZX Advent felt like it was definitely going to build up to something more. I definitely like ZX Advent more.
Yeah. My biggest problem with ZX is that it really does try to sort of do the exploration thing, but it also has a lot of things that are basically in line with the original Mega Man. It just kind of clashes.
Yeah.
It's like, here, you want to explore? By the way, we still have all the bottomless pits and everything. You can't really get a good tell on where half of the shit is, so you're just gonna die half the time.
Yeah.
I played the game in beginner mode because I just could not be asked dealing with that.
Oh, ZX Advent?
Yeah. Because I don't like... The idea that I have to deal with this with limited lives in addition, it's like, you're gonna make me fucking explore and not give me a good way to figure out what's worth exploring and what isn't.
That's why I'm glad I played through the ZX collection. Makes it a lot better.
I mean, the game has a beginner mode, so it's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's just like, there's a reason why I'm not playing like the
I originally played on hard mode because I thought that was the only way to get the bonus cutscene. Which technically it wasn't, but I did suffer through hard mode, and oh, it was dreadful. Basically, I learned to go through hard mode. The first one of those guys you want to go after is the turtle that has the time freezing powers or whatever.
Yeah. He's basically...
And then you basically spam that on most of the bosses.
Yeah.
Once I got halfway through, I was actually starting to do pretty well, but the beginning of that game was rough on hard.
Yeah.
I mean, I beat it on normal first, I'm still struggling on hard.
But it's just the platforming and exploration stuff that annoys me, because it's like,
yeah, when I was trying
you want to explore with the original archaic Mega Man system, it's like, this ruins it.
Yeah.
Horribly, because it's like, why the fuck would I want to explore if you're gonna make me, have to burn lives for it? It's like, all it does is just feel like a goddamn chore.
That's why ZX Collection is better, because you have infinite lives! And they have the checkpoint thing that basically makes it so your time stays exactly where it was from when you died. After you hit a checkpoint, so... Damn it! What's that precise window? It's like, start frame the animation, you gotta hit. Man! Fucking time trials. This has to be the worst level of this. I can't see another level being worse than this. Because you got the slippery shit, and then you have the runaway shit, and then you have more slippery shit. And
the worst part of it is the fact that you can't see in front of you, so you gotta sit here and basically guru it.
Good old classic Crash Bandicoot. Frickin'... As much as we love the platformers, it's the annoying shit like this that gives it a bad name. This is the shit that gives it a bad rep. It is legitimately pretty bad.
Like, it's not fun being able to not be able to see what's in front of you for some fucking reason.
It's one of those things, it's like, it's a horrible game design choice, but it can add excitement to the player, it's just not a good game design choice.
Yeah.
I can probably think of other things that were mechanics like that. And it seems like they have good that sound like it's a good, exciting idea, but for the player, it's stupid.
Yeah. Lost both of them all at once, god fucking... Yeah, because like, here, you got the electric gates and you got penguins running through it, so it's like, oh my god.
It'd be nice if the dash could kill the penguins.
Yeah, but you
I guess
can't,
that'd be too easy.
It really should, because it's like,
yeah,
you're moving fast.
Oh, you hit the ledge of the platform, nice.
Like, the sad part is, like, I've learned this part well because I died here so many times.
Yep. Oh, wow, that would have been really freaking good there. That was close.
Like, I think I can get away with it, it's just...
God damn it! No! I'm down to 73 lives!
How did you lose a life in this? Don't worry about it.
It's like a pile of dead bodies showing up down here. Don't worry about it, Crash. I'll clean it up later. Freaking Aku is always cleaning up after my messes. God damn it! Yeah, that's what, like...
It's like, you know that feeling you feel when you just know
just face palm directly on the floor.
Yeah. It's like, you ever feel like this, where it's just like, you swear you know what you're trying to do, and the game just refuses to fucking let you do it?
Oh, I know that feeling. Well, it gets to the point, it's like, it can't be me. It can't be me. It's like the game's at fault. It's not polished well enough. It's like, I'm doing what I did before, and for some reason, it's not translating the way it did last time. It's like...
Or like, just because it's like...
really weird little inconsistencies. It feels like you do the same action, yet sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
At least I got this part down. So.
Video games are fun.
I remember this part, and now it's everything else after. Like, this part right here, I do not remember.
It's just so much shit!
Yeah.
It's so much shit!
It's a fucking Kaizo trap in a lot of ways.
Damn it! These come up in, like, weird intervals. Yup. Those gaps at the end. That's the end of it right there. I had to get past the one with the nitro boxes. I think it's the end of it. God damn it!
Okay, so I can't do it here.
I did have another interesting conversation. Like, what are, like, some of the most overrated characters you can think of in video games that, like, characters people like you just think are not really that good? Like protagonists of Red Dead Redemption 2.
Honestly, I won't say that
or
anymore
Ellie.
because...
Or Ellie.
Abby, I think, is the one that I...
It's hard for me to see people do think she's overrated because she, is pretty hated by a good portion of the players. Maybe a minority.
I think the problem is like, when I think of overrated, I stop really... Yeah, let me...
Well, it did remind me, The Last of Us...
You probably have a few, probably.
The Last of Us Season 2 ended. And funny thing, a lot of people started splitting off from watching Season 2. You can probably guess why.
Yep.
The same reason that people were splitting off the game! And apparently people were a little divided on some of the changes they did in Season 2 compared to the game as well.
Because really, when I think of more overrated characters, a lot of that stems from one thing, and that's when... It's not the people who say that, who like the character.
It's critics.
No, it's not the critics. Well, critics is one thing. It's when they try to sell themselves that they're the hero or whatever. Or that they're...
Let's say, like Ilya! Capcom seems to really like using Ilya for some reason. Well, they did in the later escapes.
Well, they executed horribly on that. One example I think of is just like the Captain Marvel sort of approach, where it's just like, you want to sit here and talk like you're a hero, and then...
You're rarely there, and then you act like you're fucking above everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have the higher-than-thou attitude.
I have some that fans were thinking over, like when I was thinking of Pokemon games, one that came to my mind immediately, Cynthia. Like, it's crazy to me. Everybody thought she's like the best champion in the games, even though she's like third. Her team has no strategy. It's literally just, I have powerful Pokemon.
I mean, honestly, I like the diversity, which is more than I could say about most of the other... Like, I know that they should probably have types, but I'm not fucking sure. I'd rather have them have some fucking variety.
Steven's focuses on a type, and his is still pretty fucking good.
Yeah.
He focuses
I just don't like Steven that much. I feel like he's more there than most, People, you want to complain about Cynthia, like, Steven's just fucking there. I'm sorry.
To be fair, Cynthia also is just there. Iris is also just there. Oliver's also just there. The only one who really has impact before that is fucking, like, Lance and...
Even then, I mean, I heard some people... I mean, I don't really find Lance all that engaging, to be honest.
He just shows up for one segment, you get to basically get a preview of his powers, Dragonite Hyper Beaming Team Rocket. And beating up your rival.
That's always been the problem with Pokemon. They never really make any characters worth a damn.
That is true. Gen 5 was the closest they did to doing it right.
Yeah. With N, I think, and that's it.
You can argue he was overrated, but then again, he was kind of the one righteous one in the evil group, realizing that his father was a fucking sadistic piece of shit. It's weird. It is the most JRPG-like of the series, Black and White.
The problem is, it also came at a point where people were getting burned out by Pokemon, and the new direction wasn't something most people were comfortable with. I don't really know.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, like I said, I don't really fucking care about Pokemon anymore.
True.
So whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know, I just keep thinking some character. It could just be some people being pervy as well. Why some of the
I mean, sex sells.
Yeah, I know.
You do realize
certain
that is
characters,
the
I just wonder why they're popular. Like Rosalina, for example, the Mario series. I have no idea how she got so popular. She has no personality. She was there in Galaxy 1 and she had a space station. And she just
I mean, let's put it this way. She fills a different kind of niche because what else is there? Typical tomboy, typical
princess.
And that's about it. Like I said, I'm not a big fan of tomboys, and I'm kind of in that boat with Daisy.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like tomboys. I think that has a lot more to do with modern media, basically making tomboys just complete assholes. And I'm just like, I don't think you're attractive. I kind of want to break your face.
Like what they kind of turned Peach into in the Mario movie.
I think Captain Marvel is basically my go-to for why I hate it. Because it's just like, you're not attractive. You're kind of a fucking bully, and someone needs to put you in place. That sort of deal.
Toxic feminism has ruined some of that, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, they go from real feminism is supposed to be fighting for equal rights, but then they basically go too far.
They go to the higher than thou sort of deal.
Yep. It's like you're trying to say that you deserve, like, reparations or whatever. It's like, now it's time for us to take center stage. Like, you are now throwing the problem the opposite direction.
Yeah. So, like, Daisy, I guess, would be mine.
Yeah. I just don't like Rosalina because she has no personality. I don't really like characters. They're popular just for the fact they're there.
I mean, like I said, you said it best. Sex sells.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Sometimes a nice-looking character can do a lot.
Well, this series did have that problem with one character. How they changed Tawna.
Yeah.
She basically was being a Pamela Anderson like Bandicoot to being just some punk, edgy, frickin' female Bandicoot character.
Because he has to change with the times, sort of deal.
Yup. I know a lot of people didn't like that change. I mean, it was so drastic a change. I mean, I know they got rid of her after Crash 1 because... What was it? I think people complained at Sony about that.
It was the parents that did that.
Yeah, parents complained it was like, this is too sexy, I don't like it. It's gonna corrupt my kid. So they had to get rid of her after that. That's why I introduced Coco, who's a more nerdy version, but who's a sister.
You say that, but honestly, there's some people that might find that more attractive.
Yep. That's why there's also the fan base that likes Velma the most of the Scooby-Doo crew. Especially the new... No, don't even joke about that. Don't even joke about that. Ugh.
Yeah, but it's just like, tomboy characters have kind of been ruined for me, personally.
Yeah, they haven't been getting very overdone lately. It is kind of aggressive, some of it.
Yeah. Because, like, my favorite female characters when it comes to sort of that style, I guess... Honestly, the only one I actually like is Lady. Lady's probably the only one I actually like of that sort of deal.
I heard the anime kind of ruined her, too.
Oh, the anime fucking destroyed her.
I heard they ruined her character more than anybody else's. Well, apparently Dante wasn't done that well either.
Dante was also done pretty crappy as well, to be fair. But Lady was really bad.
Yeah, her Lady got it the worst in the anime.
She's basically a fucking...
Damn it!
She's basically giving the fuck... Like, she's basically cursing up a storm so much. It's like... It stops sounding like I'm listening to adults talking and just starts sounding like I'm listening to someone this being written by an edgy teenager who thinks this is what.
I guess you did see some bits of it.
Yeah, I watched a small review of it, so maybe I shouldn't take it with the...
I mean, that does
I should take it with a grain of salt, but...
It does go in line with what I've
it
heard.
still seems really bad.
I did see somebody making comments mocking it, using, like, fucking everything. I'm basically taking the Devil May Cry 3 scene at the end. Basically having, like, every fourth or fifth word be the F word.
Yeah.
So, that sounds in line. Yeah, it's supposed to have attitude. That's the point you got into the juvenile territory. It's edgy because they swear all the time.
So the Yakuza's a dumb problem.
Yeah. And to be fair, the games are somewhat like that as well. But yet, I guess the dub probably went overboard. I haven't.
The dub went overboard.
Okay.
You saw bits and pieces of the dub, right?
Yeah.
Like
kill this motherfucker. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like you stop sounding like adults and you start sounding like you just really... Like, I'm pretty sure you'd have at least some level of communication. You'd hope to. Let's put it this way, if the Yakuza was actually someone who just kept coming in with a bunch of F-bombs, I don't think anyone would treat you with respect or acknowledge you. I'm just saying.
Oh yeah, a little bit of minor news I heard. The Switch 2 edition of Yakuza 0, the Director's Cut, which I imagine might be updated on other consoles later. They're bringing the dub with it, an English dub, using the cast they've had since Yakuza 7.
Huh.
I heard people are looking forward, especially for Majima, because it's voiced by Matt Mercer.
Yeah, I know
and he
some
does
people...
the karaoke stuff as well.
I'm a little curious to see how that plays out, because...
I do have a video of that, actually. It's actually pretty good.
Huh.
It just feels weird hearing it in English. You're
yeah,
like,
that's a big thing
like,
that...
this is odd.
Like, this just feels wrong, but it's not because of a, but because you've gotten so used to, you know...
The Japanese voices.
Yeah. Because when you hear, like, a Japanese person in English... Like, remember we were talking about that King of the Hill thing?
Yeah.
It's basically that.
Yeah.
Where it's just, Damn
it!
Where it's just like, we're so used to hearing it in our language, so when you hear it in our language, it makes it's understandable as to why it's like that. It's just when we hear it, it's just like, it just doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
There's only because there's certain things that only work in our native tongue.
And David Hayter is gonna be the voice of what's his face? The guy who's basically like one of the heads that Kiryu's friends with early in Zero. I forget his name. Shit.
Oda?
I wanted to say it was like Kashiwagi or something.
Oh yeah, Kashiwagi.
Yeah.
Actually, that makes perfect sense because of...
Yep.
Because of what 7 does.
Yep.
I'm not gonna say what, but...
Okay, David Hayter is the voice of him.
I know exactly who it is, and I remember now why.
And they do have the same voice for Kiryu that they had in 7, though. Apparently they said it probably fits better for younger Kiryu. But they do have somebody else differently doing the karaoke. Because I heard that was a big criticism of 7.
Oh yeah.
They let him do the karaoke and it was bad.
They kept him for the voice though, or
For the main voice, yes.
okay. Because I think that was the big problem, wasn't it?
Like, I think only Matt Mercer and one of the females, I think, are being both the character and the karaoke voice. 3 of the others, including Kiryu, are getting their own karaoke voice actor.
That's probably for the best.
I forgot, Matt Mercer's actually a very good fucking voice actor. I mean, honestly, his Majima voice feels fucking great.
It just feels wrong because, you know...
I mean, yeah, so used to Japanese for so long, and the original that we had was bad. Yeah, I have to imagine they're gonna update that for the other consoles at some point. That would suck to keep as a Switch 2 exclusive. I'm only complaining because I bought it on Xbox now. I still hate that my LP of it is technically... I would have played it the dub too, if I had it. Because that's just my preference.
I'm trying to think about other overrated characters.
Majima! No! Don't you ever
Don't
say
you
that.
even joke about that, my dude! He is the reason why Yakuza is as good as it is.
Almost a part of me wanted to say Liquid Snake.
I can
because he
understand.
somehow has prevalence later in the series, even though he's not really there.
I think a lot more. I can understand that because here's the thing: he works well in the first game, but after that, it does feel kind of
kind of say that basically Ocelot brainwashed himself to being Liquid. It's like, what?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah. It kind of ruins Ocelot's character by extension as well because of it.
Part of me also wanted to say Raiden, but then again,
here's the
Revengeance
thing.
is where he really gets his breakthrough.
Here's the thing. I won't say it for Raiden because Raiden got the Raiden was given a lot of grief when he was released. So as far as I'm concerned,
yeah, I'm also thinking because of 4, he was barely there.
Yeah.
He was just there to basically get tossed aside repeatedly.
Yeah.
It wasn't until Revengeance he got his true dues.
Yeah, Revengeance is where he finally shined.
It does make me want to play that more than 5. Or Peace Walker, even.
Yeah. Snake.
Ooh, you got all your health, too. Let's hope this is the one. Platforming, don't fuck me up now.
Now you remember where I died.
It was after the Crushers, I think. Because you tried to do a sliding jump, I think, after the crushers. That's fine! I hit it like a wall, you know what? Whoa! Come on, we're so close, I hope! Yes! We were 2 jumps away before. We finally did it! Thank God!